O'Reilly.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hashtag no music, no intro. Another episode of Hashtag Saints for the podcast. Ryan and I were trying to figure out when we're going to do this episode, and I said, let's just do it tonight, man. This is the free agent bonanza, whatever you fucking want to call it, extravaganza episode. A week from today, free agency will begin. Free agency would have kicked off. And even between now and next Tuesday, there's going to be a slew more of players cut, maybe some little trades here and there. We may see some big trades. Like, things going to go down within the next week. Shit even happened today. There's Saints news. Bro, if you're a fan of the NFL, I don't even care who your team is. If you're just a fan of the NFL, buckle the fuck up because it's going to be wild over the next week.
Man, listen, I mean, they've been releasing players like crazy. I mean, salary cap a little tight there, you know, I mean, so we're going to see, bro. Like, it's going to be interesting how it plays out, man. You know, usually with free agency, there's like those huge, big blockbuster signings, like the first, can't even say the first day because with the whole legal tampering period, like it should be happening even before free agency starts. So usually that shit is out the way and then it just gets real quiet.
Right. Yeah.
Real quiet for like a week. And then, you know, like the second tier players start to see how teams approach just how things played out. You know, I'm interested to see how teams approach free agency with, you know, with salary cap and everything else going on.
It's going to be interesting, man. And like as of recording this on a Tuesday night, the league still hasn't said what the salary cap is going to be. Like, I think maybe they've told the teams like to give them an idea because I would think as a team in a depressed salary cap year that it may be difficult to decide if you're going to franchise a player if you don't know the cap implications. So I think the teams know around ballpark range of what you know they're working with, but still, like, it hasn't been officially announced. And it's wild. So there's been the we got to go back and we got to touch on Thomas Morstead, longtime punter with the Saints, came in 2009. That's a long career with one team. Of course, he's known for ambush in the Super Bowl, but also just the lasting impact he's had, not just with the Saints as a football player, but just as a man and as a person, and someone who 100% embraced the city of New Orleans. And just, you know, he's one of the, you know, him and Drew, like, that was it, bro. Like, that was it. Last two Super Bowl team. And, you know, the Saints parted ways with him and released him. And
Malcolm Jenkins too.
Yeah. I kind of forget.
It's weird. It's weird because he kind of left, came back.
Yes. But yeah, Malcolm too. And you hinted at this happening even before the season, during like preseason, I believe you said, like, you know, Thomas Morstead being potential surprise cut. And anyone who pays attention, like, again, teams always tell you what they think. When they kept that punter from Penn State, Blake Gillum, and they did the little Saints thing, the little sneaky, we're going to store you away on IR.
Oh, like, you hit your toe, huh? Oh, okay. Well, we're just going to put you over here. Hey, you just relax yourself over here on reserve, baby. You know?
And like
Bullshit,
that,
man.
that should have been. And I think we all saw like Morstead did not have a great
No.
season by his standards, so we saw the writing on the wall. But still, a jarring move, and Saints
Yeah.
fans, it was one that was expected, but still, it's hard and sad, but obviously he left he did a press, like a little presser after his
Yeah.
release, taking questions from the media. Just kind of just shows his connection with the city and the team.
Oh man, it's no question. I tweeted like, some Saints players, they come to New Orleans and they come here and they play and they leave, which is fine, And as someone not from New Orleans that's visited a lot, and you love New Orleans because you get it. Like we've talked about a lot. New Orleans is just like a different city where either you get it or you don't.
Or
Like
you
I've talked to
don't,
people.
bro.
Yeah, it's like some people have come. I know people who I'm friends with, and they're like, New Orleans, man, I'm just not feeling it. And I get it. I don't even get mad at them unless they talk bad. Like, don't talk bad about my city. I'm like,
Right.
I got it. But if they just tell me like, it's just not really my thing, I'm like, I get it, man. It's not for everybody.
It's not, bro.
But when you get it, like you just get like an extra check mark for me because it's like, okay, you just because I can't even explain what it is, but it's just like a certain vibe that you got to fall into. It's not a pretentious city. It's not a
Nope.
flashy city. It's not about money, how much money you
Nope.
got. No, it's not about none of that. It's just about a vibe.
It's a
So when
vibe. It's
certain
about a
players
vibe.
come
It's a vibe. Is about who you are as a person.
and who you are as a
And
person,
are
and
are you real or are you fake?
are you real or you fake, man? Like you keep it 100, you good.
Yes.
So like, Thomas Morstead, just so many players that come through. My dude, Steve Gleason. Like Steve Gleason
Yep.
came through. God, that's why people loved him so much, even before the ALS and all that stuff. When he was just a special teams ace, people loved Steve Gleason. You know what I'm saying? It was just like because he just was one of them dudes. Like you go to Jazz Fest, you'll see Steve Gleason out there. You know what I'm saying? He was just one of them parts of when you see these parts of the city. Drew Brees, he got it. Like he came, got it, moved uptown, was integrated into the city. Alvin Kamara, like he moved like blocks away from the dome, living in the in the French quarters and going to eat at uh, hot wings and watermelon on uptown and shit like that. Just like some people get it and they're cool with it. They're not trying to wild out and move out to Covington and all that shit. They just get the city. And Thomas Morstead was one of those guys. He was a great punter. Like dude was a beast. They called him the leg for a reason. Like he was a beast of a punter for years. We just had like he was the only shining thing on the special teams because our special teams was so shit for so long. I mean, he's kind of like the Drew Brees of special teams, bro.
He
Like
was, bro.
we just wasted them for so many years, man. Like man, we could have got some more better returners in there for him and some better units. Maybe we could have been more of a because we went like a stretch without like a punt or kick return for like 5 years or some shit. It was terrible.
Yeah, like after Courtney Roby left, like it was crickets, bro.
Crickets, like Sproles had like his little pop that the first year he came, but that was it.
True.
That shit was nasty. We had fucking Jerry's Bird back there filled the punch.
Just straight catching, baby. Just
catch it, baby. Take a knee. Take that knee.
Speaking of Darius Bird, I shouldn't be shocked that this happened, but it's a little surprising because that's just typically not how the Saints roll. But today, they placed the franchise tag on Marcus Williams. Kind of came out of nowhere. But from a standpoint, like we talked about on the last episode, bro, like if a player who's a free agent hits the market and he starts getting those whispers from other teams that have a plethora of cap space and offering you come to Jacksonville, potentially you can get 14 mil a year to be the top safety. I just think that they had Marcus and they had Trey. It would have been they couldn't lose both.
They couldn't
lose both. And if they both got to free agency, there was a real possibility that they could have lost both. And
Absolutely.
so the safety, the tag for safeties, $10 million, which in terms of cap space, and I get it. They don't want to allocate that much money to one player, and that still may change. They can reach a long-term deal with Marcus, and that cap and the tag goes away, and it's kind of just a placeholder to make sure that he doesn't go anywhere. I get that, but even if they don't, $10 million for a safety of his ilk, and regardless of what he is, what people may think of as a player, and we've had our fair share of complaints and criticisms on him as a player, but he's easily a top 5 free safety, just in terms of what he brings on the field and being that center fielder in his range. Like, don't ask him to come down. Don't ask him to come in the box.
Yeah.
Don't ask.
Even this year, like, he was
better.
A good tackler. Like, when he would come down and make tackles, he was pretty good.
He was better. And,
but it's not like,
no, it's not his strength.
Yeah.
So you have a player that is either good, or I don't know if I can say Marcus is ascending, but he's a good player at his position, and what the position he plays in the defense is a very crucial position that obviously will never get enough credit for what it does. I understood the move. I really did. And of course, fucking soon as it's announced, every team fan of another team on Twitter, like, oh my God, this is for a tag and trade, right? Like, there's no way they can finagle this under the cap. Like, how do they keep getting away with this? Like,
doing this, they're printing money. Like, what is going on here? It's like, man,
it's been the same story since 2013, bro. Like, we are going on 8 years, almost a decade.
Y'all see the same shit. Like, don't y'all understand? But I was glad to see it because I was thinking about it, and it makes complete sense because I was shocked they franchise tagged him because I just didn't think they would be able to, allocate that amount of money. But I was thinking about it. He's not going to sign that right now. So it's not like he's going to sign that franchise tag tomorrow. So I don't know, the mechanics of how it's allocated on the cap when he hasn't even signed it yet. Because most players don't sign those franchise tags until later because they still want to work out a long-term deal.
Yes.
So all they had to do was submit the paperwork and shit. Like, say, bro, just take your time. We're going to work something out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't sign it or nothing. Like, just let us work out. We're going to continue to work on a long-term deal. But at least right now, we have his rights, with the Saints. And we got the space to work either a long-term deal or maybe it goes in late into the summer where you can work out like after July, you can work out like a one-year deal that's like $10 million, then add like a Goshi on it so you can get rid of spread out some of the money or whatever. There'll be options for you to do without losing a player. So I thought it was just a smart way to just buy some time and not worry about losing a player in the next week. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You still got time to figure it out.
Yes.
And just see how everything, free agency, see how all that plays out. Sign who you got to sign. You got to re-sign Jameis or whatever. You'll be able to figure that shit out. Still got a lot of restructuring to do. Still got some extensions probably coming with Ramczyk or Lattimore or both. Who knows? So, yeah, it was good. It was a good move. I was glad to see that. And it lined up with what we've been talking about for the past couple of weeks, months, or whatever. Like, Marcus Williams has shown that he's the one you don't want to lose. You know what I'm saying? He's the one.
Yes.
Like, he came in, rookie year was like one of the best free safeties Saints has had since I can remember. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like Eric Bieniemy or some shit. Like, he's going back a long, not Eric Bieniemy. I forgot his name. Anyway, during the Haslett era. Anyway, one of the best free safeties we've had in a long time. And, yes, he's had bumps around the road. Yes, Minnesota fans are going to post gifs of the Minnesota Miracle all over the place. But coaches, no. Like, the coaches and the GMs around the league, if he was going to be free, they know this is a good-ass free safety. We need to pay this man to get him in the building. So if they want to sign him, the Saints need to know what they got.
They do. And it takes with your defense, you're not losing a player and having another hole in your defense. Because then if you lose Marcus, and then it's like, well, shit. Now what are we gonna do? Type of thing, right? Like
PJ Williams, babe.
he's a free agent, bro. Like,
gotta pay Pete. Gotta pay PJ.
It's so as a Saints fan, it was good to see that. And it was just, it's also interesting. You know, we as fans sometimes we're like, oh man, the Saints ain't making any moves, but like they've been working, bro. Like they working. Like
they're working.
Diana Rossini, basically tweeted today that Sean and Mickey Loomis working on restructures. Like we restructure on top of restructures. At some point, I still think something has to happen with Quan Alexander. Either he's going to get cut, or maybe they like him so much as a player that they're like, all right, we really love you as a guy. We love what you did on the field with DeMario, but like that money we gotta do something about that money,
Yeah, man, because I mean he got that Achilles injury late in the season. I mean, so he might not be available until late next season, if that. You know what I'm saying?
That, bro. Like when Kevin Durant injured his Achilles in the playoffs. He injured his Achilles in the playoffs, and he didn't play the entire next season when he signed with the Nets. So like he basically didn't play for maybe like a year and a half.
Yeah,
give or take. Like that's something. Got to shake with Quan, and we'll see. But teams are making moves. We gotta talk about the Russ stuff. We gotta talk about it. So Dak got big paid. Dak staying in Dallas, which I think we knew that was the outcome. So if we're looking at the list of teams that Russ listed, that means there's 3 teams left: Saints, Raiders, Bears. Okay. And then 2 weeks ago, I believe it was like, oh, now the Seahawks maybe kind of listening to some offers. Like they're not like the Texans where they're just hanging the phone up and slamming them, and like they're not making calls to teams, but they're listening. That's a lot of smoke, Ryan. That's a lot of smoke, my dude.
I haven't heard anything like with the Texans. I've heard multiple reports of where Deshaun Watson isn't going anywhere. We're going to figure this out. I haven't heard anything from the Seahawks. I haven't heard
nothing.
Like a peep, like nothing. Just like, so it's interesting, bro. Like I'm just waiting to see. I mean, I have no idea how that would play out, but oh man, this is like it's the elephant in the room, man. It's just like going to be sitting there until something happens or until somebody makes a statement. Until Pete Carroll or somebody comes out and says, Russell Wilson is going to be a Seahawk next year. Or something like that. Like
nobody ain't saying that yet.
Nobody ain't saying shit. Like
sometimes the silence tells the full story.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, somebody asked me today if you think the Saints are still in it for Russ. I'm like, hell yeah, they're in it. I mean, until he out, like, of course, I don't know how. It's not like they could call the Seahawks and say trade because there's no trade clause, but it's like, I guess, you just gotta put feelers out there, talk to agents, shit like that. Like, look, man, talk to Russ's agent. Like, look, we want him with the Saints. We'll give up, we'll give up what we got to give up to get him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because at this point you got to ask the Seahawks, what would it take? And I know that if you're like in terms of like negotiation, that's probably a terrible starting point of negotiation because you're not negotiation from a place of power, but you got to be realistic about the situation too, and you got to say, if you're the Saints, he's a franchise quarterback. That he has a no trade clause, and that you are one of the teams that's on his list. I'm calling up John Snyder. I'm calling Pete Carroll. And I'm saying, what would it take? And they give you what it would take, and then from there you figure out if that's feasible or not, and go from there.
Well, I'm guessing the second part hadn't happened yet. Like they tell you what it takes. Because if they told them what it takes, it probably would have happened already.
True.
So my guess is they just hanging up. They're like, we're not trading Russ, bye. You know what I'm saying? That's it. and that's what most negotiations take, because it's like, we're gonna hold you over the fire and wait till you are desperate. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
And I think
there's no reason for desperation right now for anybody.
Here's the thing. I don't think that there's desperation from the Saints, because whether this is right or wrong, I do feel like Sean is confident that with Jameis, if they can bring Jameis back and he's a starter, that they can do well with Jameis. Now, what is well in terms of definition, who knows? But potentially be a playoff team, and maybe once you get in the playoffs, whatever happens. And I feel like Sean is confident in that. So maybe they don't feel the desperation to go get Russ. Right. Unlike being like the Bears, because you know who's desperate? Ryan Pace. And I still don't understand the fit. I don't get the Bears thing. Like, I get the Oakland thing. I understood the Oakland thing. The Bears thing, I don't understand.
But man, even with Oakland, they didn't cut like,
yeah, man, they
like over half their line, like
Richie Incognito, Gabe Jackson, Trent Brown, bro. Like,
it's like, I mean, if I'm Russell Wilson, I'm like, ooh, like, I don't.
Yeah, like prior to the O-line, offensively, I understood Oakland. Now, not so much, but I still understand Chicago the least. But that said, if you list out the teams who are most desperate to get a quarterback, it's 100% the Bears. And Ryan Pace has shown that, if there's a player out there, he might try to he got Khalil Mack.
Yeah, he come from the school of Sean Payton, baby. He like, shit, I trade the picks.
Like, so he got Khalil Mack in the first 2 years. That looked like a great move, great decision.
And he needs it, like, for his job. Like,
needs it.
Like, if they try to go roll out Nick Foles or I don't know, Gardner Minshew or some shit, he's done. Like, it's over for him.
Done. So that's the team that if you're a Saints fan, that if you're hoping for Russ, that's the team that I can just see just offering, I don't even know, 3 first-round picks. And I can see them offering Khalil Mack, Kyle Fuller, and 2 firsts. Because if you think about it, we talked about it on the podcast, you're talking to a defensive-minded head coach.
Right.
You're getting an edge rusher. Now, maybe Mack isn't the edge rusher that he was, but you're still getting a pretty good edge rusher. You're getting Kyle Fuller.
Khalil Mack will make him think, boy.
Yeah. You're getting Kyle Fuller. You about to lose Shaquem Griffin. So you get a cornerback in there. And I know that the Seahawks aren't that great at drafting, but you get 2 first-round picks? I don't know, man.
I don't know, man. I just gotta see how it plays out, bro. Because I just constantly look at myself from the Seahawks perspective. I'm like, who the fuck is gonna play quarterback? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I can see if I had like a nice backup or something like that, but you ain't got nothing.
Nothing, bro.
You got to go straight. Like, you got to figure out, like, you gonna be playing. I don't know who you gonna play, like Teddy Bridgewater. You know what I'm saying? Like,
better hurry up and call up the Red Rifle, baby. Get Eddie Dalton.
Get Dalton in that motherfucker. You know what I'm
saying? I could see Pete Carroll and his thinking like, well, like we can get Andy Dalton. We could have this run heavy football team, take some play action shots to DK, like have Mack, have Kyle Fuller replenish the defense, like. We can make it work. Like, I can see that, bro. Like, he could talk himself into believing that could work.
And what's interesting is, like, there are no kings with the Seahawks. Like, their owner situation is kind of fluid. I know Paul. What was his name? Paul Allen. He passed. A year or two ago. Like who's running the ship over there? From everything I hear, it's Pete Carroll. Like he runs the ship. He is in complete control of that organization. So there's nobody to butt in and be like, "Yeah, Pete, you got to go." So it's like it's really up to him, man. So I don't know, bro. I don't know. That shit is fascinating as hell, but it's like you just gotta wait and see because it won't be any updates. It's just gonna hit the timeline one day, like boom.
That's it. Because that's how trades happen, bro, in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like you don't hear like sometimes you hear like a lot of chatter and then like the chatter becomes like true, but like the most times we just minding our own business, going about our day. Boom.
Boom.
Oh shit. What?
Like the Jimmy Graham, bro. Like there was no talk on Jimmy. Like there was no talk. None. It was just like bam.
It was maybe I remember like it was maybe like 10 minutes into free agency or like it was like 5 because then there was like there was like that. I remember seeing tweets like like it was like a little chatter and then it just happened and I was like wait what?
Like what the fuck?
Just was in a haze, bro. I will say this. If that unexpected Schefter bomb happens where it says Seahawks trade Russell Wilson to the Saints, bruh.
I would be the TL would be. Oh my god! Like I wish I had an iPhone so I could do the little screen record thing because I just record the timeline, man.
And of course, the biggest Scrooge. Fucking Jeff Duncan really wrote an article.
What did he say, bro?
I didn't read it, but I saw it. I don't. It's one of those things where it's like you have a person blocked. And shout out to the homeboy Ryan for making this analogy. And like you fucking look at what the tweet says anyway, and then like you see it and you're like, well, yeah, no fucking shit. Like you're blocked. Like what the fuck was I expecting? So he literally wrote an article that said, no, the Saints aren't getting Deshaun Watson, and no, they aren't getting Russell Wilson. And then I didn't read the article. I just saw like the tweet, whatever. And then he goes into like his article, and it's like, what happened to you? Like Jeff Duncan is literally the Toby of fucking Saints media writers. Like, and everyone is Michael Scott, and it's just like, why are you the way that you are? Like, I can't stand anything about you. He was
the first person I ever blocked on Twitter. He blocked me back. We've been mutually blocked for so long, and I've never once desired to see what he's saying. Like I'm just
think about this. The last time that Jeff Duncan broke any type of Saints news was when Jamal Brown got traded to the Redskins. True story.
Young Peter King right there, boy.
Last time it happened that he broke actual Saints news was when that happened.
Man. And then what was that? That was 09, right?
Yeah, bro. Like that was a while ago.
Yeah, I remember when Brown got hurt. I was like, "Fuck, man, we got to start this motherfucker bush ride." Oh, we about to get killed.
Yeah. So, all right. All right. So, with free agency a week away, there's going to be changes. There's going to be some mix-ups. Depending on how much money the Saints may be able to finagle, clear. Let's talk about the way I wanted to do it. We can kind of go by like the list of players, and we've kind of done this in the past. We kind of just go down a list of players that are free agents on the team or players that we think there may be some movement with on the team, and then go into players who we maybe want the Saints to add. So let's start with an interesting one. What do you think will happen with Emmanuel Sanders?
My stomach has been telling me he gets cut. Like I wouldn't be surprised if we see tomorrow that Emmanuel Sanders has been released. What I understand, it wouldn't be. We'd actually save some money, so it wouldn't be like a cap penalty or nothing like that. So I could just see that happening. But like, I'm not like super like high on it. Like I could see it going the other way and them feeling like he's an asset. He's a good, probably one of the pretty much the only pass catcher under contract that is a veteran outside of Michael Thomas. So I can see them just kind of keeping him also, but it just wouldn't shock me at all if we see the next couple of days that Emmanuel Sanders gets released. So that's kind of where I'm at with him.
Alex Anzalone, gone.
Gone.
Sheldon Rankins, gone. Malcolm Brown, if they were talking about trading him, no one trades for him.
Yep.
Gone.
Yeah.
Trey Hendrickson, gonna get paid though. Trey gonna get paid.
Oh, he gonna get paid, bro.
He gonna get paid, but he gone. One of the more interesting ones is what they decide to do with Janoris Jenkins.
Yeah. We talked about it on the last pod. I think that's one of the things they're working on right now. Like it's going to be an extension or some type of restructure, where he's going to probably get a little money up front. But, they're going to keep him in the building. He ain't going nowhere.
Patrick Robinson. What's going on with old P. Rob? He's not a free agent, I don't believe.
Is he not? He's not a free agent?
I don't think so.
Well, he ended the season with an injury. I don't remember which injury it was. So if he's, I don't know. He could be a cap casualty. Let's see what his contract looking like. Old P. Rob. And
P. Rob.
And PJ Williams is a free agent.
Oh, is he? Oh, PJ Williams. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Yeah, because he only signed a 1-year deal to come back.
Patrick Robertson. Contract. Let's see. Damn. He signed a $20 million deal. I didn't remember that. P-Rob got paid, man.
Paid, bro.
33 years old, man. Yeah, he's under contract.
It's on a 4-year deal, I believe. If I remember correctly.
$2 million base salary. So he's dead cap is 1.2. Cap hit 3.8. They might try to hold on to him. Man.
Yeah, just for that's not a bad contract, especially when you have a player, like Marshawn, who has injury history, getting dinged up, because they don't really have much, but beyond Janoris and Marshawn, besides P. Rob, that can play on the outside.
Yeah, so they'd get $2.6 million in cap savings if they cut him, and it might be enough. I mean, he's going to be 34 this year, so I don't know. It's just one of those ones where the number is not small, but we're what? I think we're still 20-something million over the cap. So it's going to be some cuts still need to be paid, bro.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%.
Every little million or two counts.
It does, man. It does. So let's get into the fun part. I don't know if you got the list up or if you got players up, but I think it'd be interesting to do it this way. Give me a player, because I know the pipe dream of us getting Levante David, that's gone because he resigned with the Bucks. So give me a player on offense and a player on defense who's a free agent. So not a player they would trade for, but who's a free agent that you want the Saints to sign to play for the team next year.
On defense, I wouldn't mind taking a look at like Aldon Smith.
Okay.
He's up in age, 31. He had some good snaps last year, man, but he kind of faded. So I mean, it's a low risk. You know what I'm saying? It's a low risk contract. He's not going to demand a lot of money. Obviously you need to check all where his head is at. If he's, but it's one of those where you could bring him in and it wouldn't blow anybody away. And look, if he's, if he could be somebody that can give you, 7 sacks, 8 sacks, that's good. Like the Saints D line will need help. And he doesn't even need to be like an every down pass rusher. Just be somebody that can rotate with Big Creep and old Two First and all them, and just, you can never have enough pass rushers, man. Like, so I wouldn't mind it. His athleticism is there. He's not, and he had a lot of wear and tear. Boy, been unemployed for years. So it's like, I wouldn't mind that. Offensively,
isn't it? I'm looking through the list right now. Aquadine Muhammad is a free agent this upcoming season.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah. The class of 2017 just don't quit, bro.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
I'm just looking through the list and I was like, because he developed into like a starter for the Colts on defense.
Right. Yeah. No, I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad. Wide receiver, I don't know, man. Like offense in general, nobody really blows me away. And Sammy Watkins out there. Marvin Jones, I wouldn't hate Marvin Jones, but
I would love Marvin Jones. Marvin Jones. There seems to be like there's a lot of scuttlebutt that he's gonna go out to LA and join Matt Stafford with the Rams, which just would be Like,
out of Saints, man, they rarely spend on free agency on offense. I know they did last year with Emmanuel Sanders, but that was like literally a need. And I don't know if they feel like that's a need right now. Even though I do, I feel like it's a need, but I don't know. I don't think they feel like offense is a need right now.
Right. And I also think that, again, this is what the prism that potentially is going to be Jameis, is that our offense is going to look completely, entirely different than it has for like the last 3 to 4 years.
Oh, yeah.
And so, there might be guys in-house that, and again, I'm of the mindset you just put talent on the field and let talent dictate that. But they may say like we may have guys in-house that might look better with Drew not starting. I know as weird as that is to sound, just because of maybe Jameis's arm if he's brought back, and what he can unlock in the offense. So I can see them having that mindset too. But keeping with so I'm going to start on offense. You said that they don't tend to spend money on wide receivers, which is true. But one position that they do spend money on quite a bit offensively, consistently, is the tight end position.
Yes.
And I would not be shocked. And I'm not going to say Hunter Henry, because I think that the amount of money that he's going to demand is going to be too much for the Saints. Man, the Saints getting like half a stimmy, bro. Like, ain't even the whole stimmy. Like, they have to figure out how to finagle some shit.
They like me out here. I got $37. Man.
How about you give me a tight end and a half and anyway. I could, and I would want them to go after a player who I feel who's kind of been overshadowed is Gerard Everett of the Rams, tight end, kind of got overshadowed by Tyler Higbee. Was kind of like tight end 2, but at times flashed potential that he could be a tight end 1. Like that's one of like those type of signings where it's probably not going to break the bank, but like there's been enough tape out on him where like you've seen enough that he's like, okay, like maybe he can be our tight end 1. Or maybe you just have 2 tight ends that are 1.5s, like with him and Troutman. Like I would love a signing like that in terms of offensively, because he's a free agent. He's not going to go back to LA. He's going to go on a team and try to, where he's probably viewed as more of the guy and he gets more opportunity. Would love for Sean and front office to go after a guy like that. And then the player on defense that it's weird because he's 30, like he's older, but every time I watched a San Francisco game last season, he made plays every time, and he kind of had like a Trey Hendrickson like season, but I felt like his plays were more impactful in just terms of like how he played. Is Kerry Hyder Jr. of the 49ers. He's old, like I said, he's older, he's 30, but you put on tape and he just jumps off the film. And so, because again, like the same thing, they're not going to be in the market to go. They not shopping at Nordstrom's. Like this is let's go to TJ Maxx. Let's go to Ross.
Let's go.
Burlington Coat Factory.
City Trends,
and see what we can do. I will say that wouldn't shock either of us if somehow they got Kyle Juszczyk on the team. We've said, I know you've said it for years, that's just a player that Sean just has wet dreams what he could do, moving him around offensively. Like that is Sean, that is a Sean type of signing 100%. And then speaking of tight end, I like the boy Dan Arnold again, bro.
Dan Arnold looking good over there, boy.
You might have the boy Dan Arnold again, say, hey, girl.
Dan Arnold got his glow up, you know what I'm saying?
Got it good. I'm just saying it would, and bro, the reaction on Twitter, that shit got announced, bro.
Oh man.
The Saints are bringing back a familiar face. I can see the rap sheet tweet in my head, bro.
I can see it, bro. Oh man.
Ooh,
that would be hilarious.
Niggas would be hot.
Man, every time I looked at a Cardinals game, that ball's making plays.
Every time, Ryan. Every time. It made no sense. I heard making contested jump ball, one hand acrobatic.
And I seriously though, like I always thought they gave up on it too quickly. Like don't get me wrong, like I understand, like sometimes you just want to get rid of it. Like I don't want to look at you no more. Like I don't even want to see you. Just get out of my face. Like I get it. But I was like, man, the dude, he's basically a big wide receiver. Like I was like, shit. Could do something with that, but yeah, it didn't work out for the Saints. So I don't know, but I like your first 2 picks, man. I like the Rams tight end. I really like that Rams tight end. Like I really think that is a Saints type of free agent pickup.
Yes.
It probably won't happen probably wouldn't happen next week. It'll probably be like late March, early, you know what I'm saying? Kind of come to agreement, a little ho-hum deal nobody really cares about. But then you'll see him like literally make an impact on the team because you partner him with Troutman, and face the facts, man. Like they tight end is a need. Like how Sean Payton approaches every all seasons. It's needs, wants, and musts. And I mean, you can argue tight end is a must because it's literally Allen Trumpin, and that's it.
That's it.
His boy Josh Hill gone.
Look at the flowers, bro.
Look at the flowers. Josh Hill gone, man. Gone, you know how much that hurt Sean Payton, man?
Bro. I remember when Ryan Pace was trying to sign him with the Bears, and somehow Josh fucking Hill had a no trade clause in his contract.
Sean Payton wasn't playing, boy. What was that game? Like, I remember he got hurt, and Sean Payton was like, I just had to throw away 75% of my game plan.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, he wanted to cry, man. He was like, y'all just don't understand how important this guy is to our game plan every day. This guy is, he's everything. I was like, damn, man, Sean Payton, love him some Josh Hill, bro.
That's a love letter, bro.
So I know it hurt to cut him, but he's had a lot of concussions and injuries. So
yes, the concussions especially have been concerning. I'm gonna throw one player out. I think we should each throw one player out that if maybe you go to Vegas, you get lucky, you put down on black and black hits, or you win the blackjack table a couple of times. Got you feeling good. Let's go out. You got a whole bunch of money that you can spend on. Give me one play. I have one. I don't know how extravagant you're gonna be with yours, but I have the player that I would want if the Saints wanted to go, maybe not at Nordstrom's, but maybe they shopped at Nordstrom Rack instead.
All right.
My player, and even then, I still don't think it would be a lot. But the player I would say, bring on KJ Wright. Pair him with DeMario.
And he's a free agent?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, man. I'd take that in a heartbeat.
KJ Wright, he's 32. But if you watch football, obviously Bobby Wagner gets a lot of the publicity during those times, or when the Seahawks heyday of being an elite defense. But KJ Wright kind of looks like our homeboy Jay Mood a little bit. Jay Mood 88, we see you out there making plays. He's consistently been a damn good linebacker, and just pair him next to DeMario, man, just put them together and let them go have fun, bro.
Just ridiculously solid, man. Ridiculously solid.
Yes.
So, yeah, I would love that. I guess for me, it probably
is William Jackson a free agent? I remember that was your guy when he came out a little bit.
Yeah. Wow, he's a free agent already? Damn.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, well. Carlos Dunlap. I was a big fan of him coming out, in 2011.
Fuck, wasn't that long ago? Yeah.
Oh, it was 2010.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of him coming out. So he had a good year with the Seahawks too. He was a good disruptor. 32. I don't know what type of money, he'd be seeking or whatever, but I wouldn't mind just, I am a big believer in pass rushers, man. Just get them. So I would at least try to get him in the building and just be an additional pass rusher. I don't think he's going to cause what Trey Hendrickson would cause.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a pass rusher, so he's gonna get paid. He's gonna get $8 million or something like that. You know what I'm saying? $8-9 million. And I think that'll be worth it. Man. So Carlos Dunlap is somebody I look at. I think the Saints really gotta go. I mean, don't get me wrong, they need to invest in offense, but free agency wise, I think they really need to focus on defense, and just solidify the defense so there's not a big drop off.
Yeah.
At least. Or maybe there's even improvement. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But you don't want to drop off from defense. Offensively, I think you could probably tackle in the draft with the wide receivers and maybe some offensive line and shit like that. But yeah, I think they really need to fill these little gaps on the defense to make sure there's not a huge drop off.
Yeah, I agree with you 110%. I'm still kind of scrolling through Greg's list. Do you know who is legitimately a perfect Saint that it wouldn't shock me if they just decided to shop at Nordstrom's and just got and signed him? Fucking Matt Milano. We talked about him in the last episode, bro.
Matt Milano.
Matt Milano, bro.
He is a saint, bro.
27, white, and a linebacker? Shit.
Oh, man. I could see them throwing money at him.
Easily. And I'll be so annoyed, bro. I'll be so annoyed. Annoyed, but like not because I'm like whatever. Like of course.
There's some edge players, man. There's a lot of edge out there, man. Leonard Floyd, I know he's not like crazy good or nothing, but I mean, just little players with a little. I mean, Justin Houston, I know he's 32. He's kind of beat up. Hassan Reddick, he had a good year.
He did, because he was used correctly in the right position for one.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, Melvin Ingram out there.
Is he?
Yeah.
Did I miss that?
No, man, Melvin Ingram, man.
Son of a bitch. Goddamn, I didn't realize he was a free agent.
I mean, it got some edge out there. Danico Autry.
Man, Melvin, the injury concerns are obviously concerning.
Yes.
But Melvin Ingram, bro?
Yeah.
That's worth a flyer, bro.
So I'm saying you might be able to get one of these edge players like for a pretty cheap deal, man, just the way shit set up this year,
And maybe they don't give you double digit sacks like Trey did, but obviously they're not going to cost as much as Trey, but they can listen. Injuries aside, Melvin Ingram could replace Trey Hendrickson's production if he's healthy.
Exactly.
Which is crazy because I'm looking at Greg's list and like Greg has Trey, which Greg has with all like the tags that have happened and all that. Right now, Trey Hendrickson sits 5th on Greg's list of top 101 free agents, bro.
Yeah, and his list is usually like on point. You know what I'm saying? As far as like who gets highly rated and who doesn't.
Like, isn't that wild?
That's wild, man. Trey fucking Hendrickson.
Trey Hendrickson, bro.
Wow. I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting because we talking about signing players, man. Like we broke, nigga. Like I know the cap ain't a big deal, but like we are working to like retain players right now. We can't even think about like signing anybody.
We all know, we all know that broke nigga that don't got no money, like nothing, pulling up in a beam like that. Figure it out, bro.
Saints fans has got to prepare themselves. This is gonna be some weird shit. It's gonna be like, remember Jared Cook 2 years ago, where it was like it was reported that he's signing with the Saints.
I remember that,
but he ain't signed yet. Everybody was like, well, when he gonna sign? It's like, look, we work. It's gonna happen, man. Like these little handshake deals. I tweeted today. I was like, wondering if they'd do like a handshake deal with Jameis. If no other quarterback thing comes through. Where it's just like, look, here's the deal. Like, we're gonna pay you this, but let us just work this shit. Drew retires June 1st. Spread the cap out, all this type of shit. Let us just work through this little shit before you sign it. You know what I'm saying? And don't talk to any other teams. We got you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm wondering if it's gonna be something like that. It's gonna be a weird year where like it's gonna be like we won't really know how free agency plays out till like probably before the draft, like April. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right. And the risk you run with that, with the handshake deal, is like that's just a handshake. It's not official. Like
that's official. Like they can easily just say, never mind, and go with somebody else. But
a perfect example, and it wasn't the Saints, but Anthony Barr, Minnesota, you agree to terms to be a Jet.
So
And he thought about
that.
he thought about it for like a couple of days. It was like,
Nah.
New Jersey, and they suck.
I'm telling you, man, all it takes is a couple of days, a couple of people getting in your ear like,
Yeah.
bro, you sure you want to play there?
Adam Gase, you want to go there?
And with Jameis, they'd be like, man, bro, I mean, you could have played last year, bro, but they put it with Taysom Hill. And he's still under contract. You sure you want to stay there, you know? You know, Sean love Taysom Hill. And Jameis like, yeah, you know, right?
I will say, though, for the Jameis situation that, you know, I feel like the quarterback, I don't know, landscape is kind of settling a bit.
Yeah, it is.
I do think that the Jets will move on from Sam Darnold. Maybe he goes to the 49ers. Maybe he goes to Washington. So that's like, so I feel, and then maybe they, you know, Jets would take a quarterback at 2. I feel like the quarterback landscape is settling. So I think there may not be as many open spots for Jameis. Like a good place, or a place I thought he may be an option if Pittsburgh had decided to, you know, move on from Ben. Like I could have seen that very easily, but you know, Big Rape is back, baby.
Big Rape back. So.
Big Rape back.
Yeah. I mean, you're right, man. So
like, I just think it's in, you know, Indianapolis. They got Carson Wentz.
Unless the Bears, unless they get desperate, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the one I kept thinking before they got tied to Russell. Is I could see Ryan Pace just being like,
and Ryan Pace such a bitch.
Oh, he would just do it just to.
You're like, oh, Sean Payton, you love you some Jameis, huh? Shit. you go fly that private jet down to Jameis, like, man, come play with these Bears, brother. You know.
Bear down.
Face of the franchise.
I do think, and I don't know how much this matters in free agency when you get money involved, but being around a team, building camaraderie, being around a winning organization, environment, locker room, like how much does that really matter? We don't know. But do I think it matters to a degree?
Yeah.
I do. I think we saw it. I mean, we saw it to a kind of a lesser degree last year with David Onyemata.
Yeah.
I think I am pretty sure that David Onyemata probably could have gotten more money elsewhere in free agency with another team if he wanted to.
Yeah.
But
he was just comfortable where he was with the Saints. And they paid him. It's not like they didn't pay him.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, so I think that things like that matter to a degree. I don't know how much. I don't know how, you know, how much it matters, but I think it does matter. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. It's going to be interesting. You know, we got a week away, bro. It's getting shit's about to pop off. Is there anything, not just even Saints related, anything that you're interested to see, like player wise? And we can't really talk about trades because usually with trades it's just like trade. Like we don't see it coming.
Right.
I will say this. I want to say this little side note. I will give Cesar Ruiz a little pass because if the Saints had drafted someone like the Titans did with Isaiah Wilson, buddy. Like at least Caesar's like on the field and he's not good at football.
Yeah.
Isaiah Wilson out here turning up during the playoff game in Miami. And so where does he get traded to? Miami.
Basically just gave him away. Like here.
Gave him away. And listen, first round picks are valuable, but they're also extremely overrated by fans. But bruh, like to miss that badly on a first round pick,
and they need it. Like they need talent.
That's just a whiff, bruh. And like that's a situation where it's like maybe you figure out how to pay Jack Conklin, and so you don't have to be going in the draft to try to find his replacement. Like,
right.
It's just I'm making a very small apology to Cesar Ruiz, but hopefully you improve as a player, you get better. But god damn, that's just a blunder.
Yeah, I'm interested just to see the Saints' approach to this offseason. The past few off seasons it's been kind of go for broke, we all in. And I'm just trying to gauge where they are. Like, are they just kind of like, let's just keep afloat and see where we go from there? Or do they really want to go and get it? Like, do they really want to keep? I know they're always going to say, look, we're trying to win a Super Bowl, but like, really, like, put your money where your mouth is, go for broke, and try to get this Lombardi. I just want to see what their approach is. Because I don't know. I just don't know right now. My gut feeling is they're just trying to stay afloat. Like they just want to field a good team come September and let the chips fall where they may. And so, I mean, we'll see. But they tell you what they think when come free agency and draft and all that stuff.
We gonna know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Like put they operate with all chips on the table, like trades, free agency, money, draft picks, whatever. They put it all on the table. And if they operate more like, oh, we're gonna shop at Goodwill, or we're gonna we'll see, we're just gonna wait it out. That still tell me that they're just gonna try to stay afloat this year and get through it and kind of figure it out from there.
Yeah, I agree. But the crazy thing is, obviously, quarterback withstanding, because that's a big factor into it. But like, even if they let's say they sign Gerald Everett, former Rams tight end, and like the Saints are a very talented team, but they also have quite a few deficiencies.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Like,
yeah.
They should be strong in the trenches in the interior, but the only strength they really have is McCoy and sometimes Pete when he plays decently.
Yeah.
So and they've been trying to fix that for years. So that's a weakness. They still need, if they cut Emmanuel Sanders, and they keep Mike Thomas, you have Mike Thomas and Traquan and like Marquez Callaway, like okay, all right, Deontay, and then flipping it over to like the defensive side, and I also wouldn't be surprised if they did something to like bring Mark Ingram back or whatever. Anyway, flipping over to the defensive side, we talked about it before that the defensive line is gonna take hits. Like, even just in terms of body, Sheldon Rankins is going to be gone. Malcolm Brown likely to be traded or going to be gone. Trey Hendrickson, gone. So that's 3 players out the rotation right there.
And you got Cam Jordan, could be in decline. Or 2 firsts.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
First, baby. Well, out here watching anime right now, I could just see him just laying on his couch watching some fucking anime bullshit.
Demon Hunter. I don't know. My daughter would know them all. Watching some Naruto right now. Nigga just getting lit.
Mech suit. I don't know what the fuck.
And then linebacker, we finally hit goal with Demario Davis.
Yeah, I was like,
but he's A, getting older. 2, he doesn't have a running mate.
And he won't have a running mate come September right now. Like, who playing
Unless
outside of him?
unless Zach Bond just says, bitches, here I am, and just is unleashed. That is not like, no. Like, it's not in the cards, bro.
Like, didn't we just say teams tell you what they think?
Okay, all right, here we go.
Like, I don't know.
So the strength of the team is right now, it's the secondary, it's the transcendent talent that they have at running back, and then obviously if Mike Thomas returns to form and gets back to his regular self and he's top 5 wide receiver again, like there's still a lot of good places and talent on the team, but like there's also, it's going to be a very different Saints team that gets fielded next season.
Yeah, I agree. Man, if I'm the Saints, I go get that tight end from the Rams. I want a big, like I haven't studied enough wide receivers in this draft, but I would want like a big body wide receiver. If not a big body, a wide receiver that can get down the field, but it's not a one-trick pony type. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody that could really.
I might watch some of him a little tonight. We'll see. But you know who fits that description perfectly is the one that Scott Wright talked to us about. Bateman from Minnesota.
Yeah.
I watched I saw some clips of him, and he got some giddy up, bro. Like he's big, but he got some giddy up.
He's something like that, man.
And my guy, who I want to watch more of him, but Kadarius Toney from Florida. Yeah, man, he is just special.
Good, man.
I think I saw like a description comparing him to like if you were to put Alvin Kamara at wide receiver full time, that's who Toney is, and I could see it. Like I got the analogy a little bit. Like we have no idea what the fuck the team. We don't have no what these niggas gonna do in the draft because we never know what these niggas. It's gonna be an offensive lineman. Like let's be real. Like we know what they're gonna do. But just the idea, it goes back to just flooding the team, whoever the quarterback is.
Yeah,
Jameis,
OD talent, man.
Just OD, just inject.
He's put to throw touchdowns. It's just like, Jesus.
Like,
only have one ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want that problem.
You know who it worked for? Worked for the Bucs.
Worked just perfectly.
It's worked for the Chiefs. It's crazy how it just, I don't know, man.
And as far as the offensive line is like, with Jameis, it's not like we need the perfect offensive line like with Drew Brees. Jameis can move around a bit. He's not a statue. He can, buy a little time here and there. So, our offensive line might be good enough right now. It's not perfect. I'm saying that definitely room for improvement, but it might, it's still a good enough offensive line. It's not like a bottom 10, like a bottom 10 offensive line.
No.
So, yeah. So I mean, you still got Armstead, Ramczyk. You still got like a offensive coach who starts his game plan thinking about protection. So, I mean, like I'm thinking about like points, man. Like get some point scores, bro. Like fuck all this 5-yard shit. Like
all Jameis, what you want Jameis to be, if it's Jameis, you just be a point guard where you put the ball in your playmaker's hands and they're gonna put it in the paint. You give it to AK, you hand it off to him, you throw it to him, he can score any position on the field. Mike Thomas, now that Jameis or whoever the quarterback isn't Drew, maybe can run routes deeper than slants and whatever. Put it in. I don't know why, and I know why, but one of the biggest things of when I watched Mike Thomas when he was at Ohio State was his routes and his double moves were absolutely. I saw a double move where he did a stop and go, and I said, he is the perfect Saints wide receiver.
Yeah.
It has not been part of his game a lot as a player.
I mean, we saw what he did to Marcus Peters.
Come on, man.
2018. Like,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? Like, so that ability is there. It's there. So I mean, you put him with a quarterback like Jameis, you know, you could open up that dimension that we just hadn't seen in a while. So, yeah, like I'm not saying Jameis is gonna be the guy. The Saints need to try to get Russell Wilson. They need to do all that shit. But at some point, there's gonna be the line where it's like, okay, we got to move on. We're not gonna get Russell Wilson. We're not gonna get Deshaun Watson or whatever.
Yes.
Like you know, you're going to make a decision on what you're going to do. And if it's Jameis, that approach needs to be OD him with talent. Like just give all the talent he needs to be successful, you know, and that's going to be best for him and it's going to be best for the Saints.
You know what the argument's going to be with that though is like he had Mike Evans, he had Chris Godwin.
That's true. I hear it. Like
he had OJ Howard.
I had all that shit already. Like I completely like Tom Brady won a Super Bowl with the same damn team.
Anything else that's in the league free agency wise, not Saints related, that you're just really interested to see like what's going to happen with like a certain player or what a certain team's going to do? Anything that you know percolates with you?
Not really, man. Like pretty much all my questions have been answered. I do want to see what the Bears do at quarterback. I do want to see what's going on in Carolina, what they do with Teddy Bridgewater.
Get Teddy the fuck out of there, bro.
I know. I just want to see how it plays out. We probably won't know until the draft, but I just want to, I want to see what's going on. I mean, Atlanta, something tell me Atlanta got something cooking like, man, Ryan, he's like $40 million against the cap. I don't know. Something just tell me something going on up there. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I just go keep an eye on the NFC South, see how everything shakes out. But other than that, I'm just kind of laid back, man. Like nothing really. I want mayhem, man. Like I want chaos.
That's it. Bring it to me. If it involves the Saints, oh well.
I would love it. I love chaos.
Chaos, bro. I'm interested to see what the league still thinks super highly of Sam Darnold. Like real high. So I'm interested to see what happens with him. It seems like also something that I'm also interested in. It seems like Miami's gonna double down with Tua.
Yeah.
From all indication, and listen, this might be a prime example of if it works, it's worked and it's great. But I'll say this, man: teams don't pick number 3 overall often. And that could be that could be a huge blow up in their face if they pass one of these quarterbacks in the draft and Tua looks like Tua did most of last season like that.
Yeah.
So that's interesting to me. Trying to think anything else. I think so. I think as the Ravens, like, what are they? What are the Ravens?
Because it's like every year you're going into the next year with this Lamar thing, and it's like y'all keep doing the same. Like it's
same thing, bro.
It's like the same thing over and over again.
If you're the Ravens and it's announced today that the Lions aren't tagging Kenny Galladay, I'm making a phone call, calling an agent. Like
it's the same approach I'm talking about. OD him with talent. Like I don't want to hear no shit about like he's not the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not showing himself to be like a top echelon thrower of the football, which I understand. Like I've had the same wonders about him, like as far as how good he could be throwing the ball. But
right.
Give him an excuse, like give him a chance to pass, give him a chance to win or give him, if he fails, then it's like, okay, I tried my best. We've OD'd you with talent. We've put all this talent around you, and you still hadn't really elevated yourself as a pass thrower, as a ball thrower. So, but I mean, I just want to see them take it to like another level in the pass game.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I like Lamar, man. Lamar is fun football.
Fun football. But like I don't want to say there's a cap to it, but like I've watched enough Ravens games where it's like he need like whatever they're doing, like your number one weapon in today's modern NFL can't be tight end as your wide receiver one.
No.
Ain't gonna work, bro. Ain't gonna work. Sorry.
It ain't gonna work, bro. It ain't gonna work. Like your tight end as your go route. Like Mark Andrews downfield. Like
no, bro, it ain't gonna work. That whole situation with Orlando Brown. No, not Orlando Brown. Orlando. Is it Orlando something? Anyway, I think it's Brown. Yeah, their right tackle, who then switched over to play left tackle when Ronnie Stanley went down, and he basically was like, "Fuck y'all, I'm not going back to right tackle. I'm a left tackle. If you don't see me as a left tackle, you can trade me." Like, there's some stuff going on in Baltimore. I'm like, oh, no, bro.
Yeah.
We saw J.J. Watt went to Arizona. Like, what are the Cardinals? Like, I don't know.
He
like,
got paid too.
Got paid 15
damn.
mil.
Oh, damn. Okay.
It was two
He's
years.
Still a good player, but I was like, ooh.
2 years, 31 million. Paid.
I would have waited on that one.
It's interesting, man. It's interesting. It's interesting
Patrick
to see, like,
Peterson, man,
what Ron Rivera is gonna do. Washington football team, they don't got no quarterback.
They don't got no quarterback, bro.
No quarterback. Like, they got like a defense that's kind of getting feisty finally. Like, all those draft picks they put into the D line, and like defense getting a little feisty, and now like you don't got nobody to throw the ball, bro. Wouldn't shock me at all to see Washington, and I don't know if they would give up their first round pick, but it wouldn't shock me at all to see Washington like trade with the Jets to try to get Sam Darnold or some shit like that.
I can see that. I probably hate that for Darnold, but
yeah, I wouldn't like that for him at all, bro. Like that at all. But whatever, man. It's just, here's the thing about free agency, and this is what free agency and the draft is that it's putting together like the puzzle. Like the teams are making these decisions, trying to show you as fans, trying to show us what they think of their teams and what their line of thinking is. And I just think it's so fascinating to try to like figure it the fuck out. Like, to me, like the team building aspect and building a team is so much, especially now as I've gotten older, is so much more interesting than the actual on the field results. Like, that's where I'm at. Like, I don't care if the Saints win. Like, I want the Saints to win. I don't want them to lose. But like, if they lose, I'm like, whatever. But like this shit right here, like next Tuesday and when the draft in April, like this is the interesting shit to me. Like, that's the exciting shit.
I love it, man. I love the team building process. It's like my favorite thing. Like, I would love to just be like a part of that shit. Like, I wish a team would just hire a brother to just come there and just watch. Like, I want to know what y'all saying in there, man. Like, I want to know, bro. And I think, fans get this thing where it's like, oh, those guys are smarter than us. They do this for a living. I'm like, man, they ain't nothing but humans, judging humans. That's all they do. They evaluate human beings and looking at football team. I'm not saying that they're very smart. Don't get me wrong, but bro, their hit and miss ratio is It's not great compared to even us fans. You know,
even us fans, bro. Like if you were to stack up all my draft players I loved and all the ones I didn't, and the ones I've hit on and the ones I've gotten wrong, compared to like an actual team, I can almost guarantee you they would almost align very similar.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
And I'm not saying like I'm not bragging. I'm just saying like those are just facts.
Yeah, it just shows you how hard it is. It's just fucking hard, man.
It's hard, bro. It's hard, bro. It's real fucking hard. Also, like, and I like them being kind of boring because I don't like them being the center of attention. What the fuck is New England gonna do?
Oh man, they ain't got no quarterback neither.
No quarterback, bro. They don't got no quarterback. I don't know.
Cam Newton out there.
It's interesting, man. It's some shit about to pop off.
But Cam Newton a free agent, and it's like,
ain't that wild? Isn't that fucking wild, bro?
That's crazy.
The last great Cam game was against the Saints in the playoffs when we placed them.
Playoffs, man.
Well, Cam out there playing with the concussion,
throwing darts.
What, bro?
Damn.
But so I wanted to get this episode out the way, not just out the way just to get it put. Like I just wanted to do it, talk free agency, and I have a feeling within the next 2 to 3 weeks, there will definitely be at least maybe 2 emergency fucking Saints podcasts we're gonna about to do.
Hell yeah.
Like it is gonna happen.
I mean, it could be in the next couple of days, bro. Like,
bro, it might, nigga. And I know that free agency don't start till next Tuesday. Doesn't mean that players can't be traded. Fucking Carson Wentz already got fucking traded. Just can't be announced and official until Tuesday. Bro, we see some type of notification movement with quarterbacks. Ooh.
Yeah, buddy.
Ooh. We ready for it, bro. We ready. All that aside, though, we got you guys covered. As always, thanks for supporting us. In this crazy world that we're still living in, it seems like things. I feel like for the first time since the pandemic has started, I kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
Like I feel like we're almost there, which is crazy because 10 days from today would make a year when California, or specifically LA, went into a shutdown for the first time. It was March 19th, 2020, bro. I'll never fucking forget because I remember I was texting you and I was like, fuck, I got a fucking haircut appointment this day. And that's when COVID was like popping, bro.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, shit, do you think I should go? Like, I don't know, I'm scared. And you're like, nigga, you better go because you might not know when you're going to get a haircut again.
Exactly.
Went that day, that evening by 6 o'clock, shut down. LA.
Shut down.
Boom.
That was nuts. It's going to be something to talk about. Once all is over with, just like look back at it, it's going to be like, wow, that shit was crazy.
Like you being just out and about and you talking to a friend, you'd be like, y'all remember a couple years ago when we fucking had to wear masks everywhere? And like, wow, bro. Wow.
I'm so comfortable with my little fucking mask, man. I'm probably gonna wear that shit.
Shit. Especially when going into grocery stores. Like, I don't gotta talk to nobody no more.
I ain't gotta talk to nobody, man. Like, ain't gotta smell no bad breath. Just my own, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm used to my own shit. So I just wear my little mask, bro, and just roll about my business.
Yeah, man. But it feels like for the first time, the lights at the end of the tunnel, I've seen a lot of people on the timeline talking about getting their first vaccination shot, or some people already got their second. Like, hey. I love it. Like, everybody who wants it, if you want it and you can get it, please do. And I don't know, man. I slowly feel like shit's getting better, man.
Yeah, bro.
You know, I would
we'll
love
have fans in the dome. I want to see that again.
fans in the dome. You know, if hopefully that happens, and then we can record a fucking show from Crave Lounge.
Yeah.
People out I'm blocked on Twitter coming up to me like, "Oh, bro, like, why'd you block me?" I'm like, don't even fucking remember, bro. Don't even know. Oh, you gonna unblock me? Probably not. Probably not. But so it's an exciting time in the, like, as a football fan, but I just think as a person, like, I feel like, I mean, hopefully I'm not fucking knocking on, you know, but I feel like things are getting better overall. We'll just keep it going, man. Also, if you are a gamer, me and the homeboy at Joey Plague, we've kind of get this hashtag Saints Twitter Call of Duty squad up and popping. We do have a couple of people who join us and play, so it doesn't matter if you're on PS4, PS5, Xbox, Call of Duty Cold War. It's cross play, so any system you're on, we can all fucking play together. It's being that shit is still kind of little locked down and still got to be inside. It's a great fucking thing to do, just to fucking kill time and just be inside and just enjoying inside and not having to worry about being outside. So if you're interested in that, drop your gamer tag or your handle. You can drop it in, send it to myself, and I'll add you, and we'll go from there and get some games in. It's a good time. We're trying to maybe think about, even if we can, although it's kind of fucking pricey, but do like a hashtag Saints Twitter, like streaming thing where we're streaming as we're fucking playing and just get a whole fucking community going. To all our Patreons, subscribers, and donators, thank you. We still obviously we have content coming. We're gonna have, this is an episode we're actually gonna try to have record something else, maybe that's not football related this week. As always, just keep content coming. Be on your toes, man. Be on your toes. Stay hooked to your phone these next week, because it's going down. It's going down.
Yeah. Turn your notifications on, man. Adam Schefter.
Only Schefter and Rappaport. So you're not fucking cats.
Don't retweet no fucking NFL _ RM or some shit, or
don't do it.
The Jason Lockett for fuck him. Like,
don't tweet anything Jason Lockett for put out there, bro.
Don't fall for that shit. Like, just get your notifications right. Nick Underhill, Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport. Turn on your Bleacher Report notification or ESPN or something like that. And you're good to go, man. Just a good times.
It is.
Everybody got hope. Everybody think they're going to the Super Bowl.
That's it. fucking pull a fucking Hawkeye from Endgame, bro. Don't give me hope, bro. Don't give me hope.
Don't give me hope.
Don't do it. But we're gonna get out of here. I know it's a longer episode, but we had a lot to kind of go over. We wanted to make it, in depth, make it thorough, on all the topics regarding the Saints and free agency and just the NFL in general. So with that, we're gonna get out of here. We're out.
Peace.
O'Reilly. Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly.